Good evening. With the Ghana Learning Channel's News in Capsule for Wednesday, November 24, 2021, I am Kingsley Bryan. Here's a look at some of the top stories we will be covering this evening. We'll tell you that the new GPC rewards employees' children. 4 students are recipients of bursary awards. And government ministers hold outreaches. Residents of Lake Kapui and Mashabo discuss development. Then, 18 community service officers undergo 2-day training to maintain water and sanitation facilities in their communities. And in news from the region, we'll tell you that Dominica and China are strengthening their ties. The 2 countries have signed a visa waiver agreement. And on the international scene, Great Barrier Reef explodes with life as magical annual spawning gets underway. And now for the news in detail. The new GPC Inc. on Tuesday provided bursary awards to 4 of its employees' children who were successful at this year's National Grade 6 Assessment, the NGSA. The students who received awards are Amelia Griffith, Clairmon Brown, Usain Austin, and Naisha Khan. Each child will be given a cash prize of $25,000 for a period of 5 years, providing that they have a minimum pass rate of 60% each term. Additionally, those who choose to proceed to 6th form will be supported for that 2-year period. In addition to the cash, students were given electronic devices, which will aid in their online learning activities. During the simple handing over ceremony, Company Secretary Sean Noel said the organization is aware of the struggles students went through this year to pass the NGSA in light of the novel coronavirus pandemic. As such, he extended a huge congratulations to the students for performing well in spite of the difficulties. He also urged them to continue to work hard. Then, several ministers of government on Tuesday held discussions with residents of Mashabo and Lake Kapui in Pomeroon-Supernam to consult on developmental issues. The team of ministers included Amerindian Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai, Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa, Local Government and Regional Development Minister Nigel Darmlal, and Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat. Among issues addressed were concerns relating to Amerindian land titling and agriculture. Minister Mustafa said the government will continue to live up to its philosophy of meeting the citizens at the grassroots level. Minister Mustafa said there are a lot of opportunities available in the agriculture sector now, as government moves to make the food sector a valued one. Minister Darmlal said several projects are earmarked for next year, which will bring major developments to Mashabo. Among them are plans to enhance information technology in the community, with the procurement of laptop computers and digital tablets for teachers and students. During her remarks, Minister Sukai reminded that land titling is one of the commitments of the government. She pointed out too that the village's presidential grant was increased and urged residents to ensure that a facility be constructed to facilitate the ICT hub, a project spearheaded by the Prime Minister's office. Minister Sukai also handed over a 40-horsepower boat engine to Mashabo and Lake Kapui respectively to assist with transporting students to and from school. And 18 community service officers from Region 1 are now better equipped to operate and maintain water and sanitation facilities in their communities. This is as a result of a 2-day training seminar facilitated by Ghana Water Incorporated in Mabaruma Region 1 from November 19 to 20. It was funded by the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, and United Nations Development Program, the UNDP. The training included both theoretical and practical components and was done as a part of Phase 2 of the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Program, WASH. Phase 1 was launched in the hinterland communities in 2019. Focus areas of the capacity building training exercise were photovoltaic systems, the operation and maintenance of pumping systems, maintenance of water distribution systems, sampling and analysis of water parameters, and the construction of basic sanitation systems. The participants were from the villages of Whitewater, Kamwata, Baramita, Arakaka, Falls Top, Canal Bank, Sibai, and Kobe Remo. Training in hand washing and menstrual hygiene was also done with Venezuelan migrants in Whitewater. WASH is an initiative aimed at improving sanitation, hygiene, and access to potable water, and is being rolled out among residents and Venezuelan migrants who have settled in villages in regions 1, 2, and 7. Phase 1 of the program saw a number of WASH interventions. That included the drilling of a potable water well at Whitewater, Region 1, and the construction of rainwater harvesting facilities in several villages within the region, namely Cans Hill, Imbatero, Smith Creek, Yarakita, and Whitewater. On the sanitation side, more than 30 ventilated improved pit latrines were constructed. While in the area of hygiene promotion, several sessions were held with the migrants and residents of the host communities. The program also entailed the distribution of water purification units to Kurutuku in Region 7 and the distribution of hygiene and food packages to Regions 1, 2, and 7. The success of Phase 1 birthed further funding through a collaboration with the UNDP for the implementation of Phase 2. This funding is geared towards providing greater access to sustainable potable water supply and safe sanitation, whilst strengthening capacity both with GWI and the hinterland communities for the operation and maintenance of the newly established facilities. And in the world of sports, the majority of Guyanese athletes and their coaches departed these shores on Tuesday for a final stop in Cali, Colombia, where they will compete in the inaugural Junior Pan Am Games, which run from November 25 to December 5. Guyana will be represented in the disciplines of badminton, boxing, squash, swimming, table tennis, track and field, and weightlifting. A contingent of 28, of which 22 are athletes, will be at the Games for Guyana. K.A. Jaman Yassin, president of the Guyana Olympic Association, charged the Guyanese athletes and officials to be good ambassadors and role models. Guyana's delegation would be led by Chef de Mission, Didre Edgel, and has physiotherapist Jana Edgel, who will also act as the COVID-19 compliance officer. The inaugural multi-sport event, geared to create a pathway to higher performance, will cater to athletes aged 17 to 22, competing in over 25 disciplines. Approximately 3,500 of the world's next generation of athletes would converge on the South American nation. And that story was extracted and modified from the Guyana Chronicle. And in news from the region, the Commonwealth of Dominica has signed a visa waiver agreement with the People's Republic of China, strengthening the bilateral ties between the two countries. Dominican Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit and Chinese Ambassador to Dominica, Lin Jiangjiang, signed the agreement in a ceremony held on Monday, November 22, in the presence of several other officials from both countries. Prime Minister Skerrit thanked the Chinese government for yet another significant milestone achieved and reaffirmed Dominica's pledge in the reunification of China. Open quote, "We thank the People's Republic of China for its friendship, cooperation, and trust over the years, and we affirm our commitment to the One China policy." End of quote. Jiangjiang hopes that the agreement will increase travel from country to country. The signing ceremony also marks the first official duty of Lin Jiangjiang as Chinese ambassador to Dominica, after his credentials were presented to President Charles Savarin. It was in 2004 when China and Dominica established diplomatic relations at the ambassadorial level. With the Mutual Visa Exemption Agreement coming into effect, ordinary Dominica passport holders will now be able to access 4 out of the world's 6 biggest economies visa-free. The agreement is also projected to further boost Dominica's CBI program. And that story was extracted and modified from Caribbean News Now. And on the international scene, the Great Barrier Reef has given birth in its annual coral spawn, creating a cacophony of color on the Australian landmark. Scientists working beneath the waves say they witnessed the event in which coral simultaneously released sperm and egg en masse overnight Tuesday off the coast of Cairns, Queensland, hailing it as a positive sign the reef was able to regenerate despite ecological threats. Open quote, "Nothing makes people happier than new life, and coral spawning is the world's biggest proof of that," Australian marine biologist Gareth Phillips, who had a front row seat to this year's coral spawn, said in a statement via Queensland Tourism and Events. Phillips from Research Centre Reef Teach, and this team of marine biologists, divers, students, and photographers dived to the bottom of the ocean to capture footage of coral off the coast of Cairns, Queensland. Over the next couple days, they'll be traveling to other reef sites to film and observe. This footage will allow scientists to monitor this year's coral crop and keep tabs on the general health of the Great Barrier Reef, which is protected by UNESCO and this year avoided an in danger rating from the World Heritage Committee. The annual coral spawn usually takes place from October to November, but timings can vary due to factors like water temperature and currents. The date of the spawn can also fluctuate across the length and breadth of the 2,300-kilometer long Great Barrier Reef. And that story was extracted and modified from CNN. And that's our news broadcast for Wednesday, November 24, 2021. Please join us for a rebroadcast tomorrow morning. On behalf of myself and technical teams, thanks for watching. Please stay tuned to our regular programming and remember to observe all the necessary precautionary methods to fight off COVID-19. And please get vaccinated. It's the only safe way to fight the virus. Have a safe evening, everyone.